Alrighty. What's going on, people? Takes a lot to run around the car now, huh? Alrighty. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing tonight? Have a good time? A little bit of rain over here. Pretty quiet. Just making sure we're all good.
How many subscriptions are you?
Oh, a lot of subscriptions. Alright, we always gotta do the check here. Everybody can hear me okay? Everything's fine. I can move this a little. That's pretty much it. Hey, what's going on, Lalit? Lalit is here. The only reason I say Lalit is because I heard you say that in your video, so I figured Lalit, but I guess Lalit. Nice to have you here. So let's talk about it, all right? So let's talk about why exactly I decided to cancel my original Amex Platinum card. And most of you already know that I have, well, every version of the Amex Platinum card, so you guys know I'm a big fan of it. And you know, just talking through it kind of candidly, why I decided it was now the right time after probably about 3 years of owning this credit card. So the main reason was, you know, because, you know, after getting that card for many years, you're able to use all the credits, right? You can use the $200 hotel credit. Okay, I use that every year. The airline incidental fee credit, that unfortunately I was not actually able to use every single year, but I was able to use about 2 out of the 3 years. So I said, whatever. And the Uber Eats credit I'm able to use every single year, right? So good, great, grand. Just those 3 alone are going to lower that annual fee down to just $95 from $695. And don't forget, the first year I had my Amex Platinum card, it actually was a $550 annual fee, so $145 less than it is currently. So it was a little bit easier to justify the annual fee. And then they added some credits like the Walmart Plus membership, which I never used, and the Disney bundle, which I used, but I wouldn't have used it if it wasn't on the card. So it's kind of like null and void. So those are the main credits, and that's what attracted me to the card in the first place. But as time went on, I realized, well, we just hit the pandemic. Okay, so now we're all locked down, which means I couldn't fly, and I wasn't staying at hotels. So that ended up hurting that year's credits. So I kind of used that for the future projections and how much I could use for the card. But that ended, and then I was able to use it for the following year. And then also, every single year, I was able to use retention offers. You guys know this because in my latest video, I talked about retention offers and how to potentially, you know, go to the American Express representatives, tell them, hey, I'm looking to cancel my card. I'm not getting as much value anymore. Pretty much what I just told you. This is why I can't use these credits, etc., etc. And they can either tell you, no, we have nothing here. Okay, let's cancel your card. Or they'll say, here's a bonus, an incentive to keep your card open as long as possible. That's a retention offer. And I was able to get that pretty much every single year that I've had this card open. So that was another little bonus to keep the card open. So from a $695 annual fee to getting a retention offer of $400, which is 40,000 Amex points that I was always able to hit, you know, everything was good and grand. But as of August of last year, I did a video talking about the Charles Schwab Amex Platinum card, right? So this is the Schwab version, which you guys know it has an extra little benefit to it, along with all the normal benefits that the Platinum card holds, but the ability to cash out your points at a 1.1 cent per value ratio. So you're not necessarily locked into the Amex travel portal. You can now take 100,000 points and pull it out in cash into your brokerage account, and then you could pull it out to pay for groceries and whatnot, which I love that versatility and just the assurance that if anything were to go wrong, go haywire, okay, these points can pay for food, you know, and that's huge. You know, what's the point of having, you know, a bunch of Amex points if you can't, you know, at least, you know, feed yourself? I can get on a flight, but I can't feed myself. Worst case scenario, who knows? But I got the Charles Schwab card, and this one comes with all the same benefits. And I was like, I could probably maybe justify both of them, but really I was lying to myself. I was like, there's no way I'm flying twice per year, because usually I would use the airline incidental fee credit towards the check bags. Anytime I flew JetBlue to, like, from New York, the check bags were typically like $80 each. So I was able to get 2 check bags for me and my fiance, and that would be $160. So I'd be able to use a good amount of the credits. Same thing, Uber Eats, I'm still able to use that every single month, so that's fine. And then the hotel credit, let's just say it was very hard to use both FHR credits, and I kind of had to do what we all say we're not going to do and spend more than we're wanting to spend, right? So I ended up using one of them for Valentine's Day, so that worked out. And I can't even remember where I used the other one, but it ended up being an overspending kind of situation. So then I really had to think to myself, like on Valentine's Day, I was like, huh, well, at least I can use this card every single year for Valentine's Day, right? But I have nowhere else to put the other one, for the Charles Schwab Platinum and my Vanilla Platinum. So I had to really decide, is this something that could really benefit me anymore to have? Oh God, I have both flower designs. Can't have that. We need some contrast. A little bit of contrast. All right, so we got the original. All right, this is the expired one now, the canceled one. So I had to make the real, like I said, the adult decision and realize, I'm no longer able to use all of these credits anymore because now I have two of them. And I realized that after I posted this recent video where I talked about getting retention offers, the way I edited it made it seem like I actually did get a retention offer and I denied it and I canceled the card anyway. I realized after uploading, for whatever reason, that that's how I edited it. But really what I meant to do on the editing was I actually got denied a retention offer every single time. I did the first day, asked for a retention offer, they said no. The second day, I asked no. And then a little bit later I called them and they still said no either way. And I even tried a third time, which wasn't filmed. And so 3 days in a row, maybe actually probably a week in a row because there was time in between, and I got denied every single time. So I was like, man, I can't even get a retention offer. I was like, all right, it's just the time now. All right, there's no way I could justify $700. That could be spent on so many other things. Marketing materials for real estate. I could be using $700 to get other annual fee cards and maybe their sign up bonuses. Just a million other things that I could be doing with $700 then to put it on a card that I'm not going to get the benefits for anyway. So I decided it was time to, say hello to the Charles Schwab, which I've had already, and goodbye to the Vanilla Platinum. But so what happens from here, right? So here are the possible things that come with canceling a credit card. So we'll put the Schwab over here. We'll put the other iterations of card over here, and we'll talk about the original Platinum. The couple of things that happen is, one, I canceled the credit card, right? Now, I have a bunch of American Express cards already, so that means that if this was my only Amex credit card, for those of you who maybe are thinking about it, they're listening, they want to possibly cancel their card, just know that you need to have at least one of your American Express cards open, the ones that earn membership reward points, your Amex points, because if you cancel your credit cards with the points in your account, the card goes away and so do your points. So you want to make sure you have what's called an anchor, which would be one card that stays open. This way, you never lose your American Express points ever in your lifetime. One recommendation is, don't start with the Platinum card, because if you decide to cancel, then boom, you're done. And it's the highest maintenance one. It's like a high maintenance girlfriend. So I would usually recommend, if you can, one of the cheapest Amex cards that you actually want. Usually I recommend the Amex Gold 250. But if you are someone that has maybe a business and you want to get the business credit cards, you can get the Amex Blue Business Plus. So this one has a $0 annual fee and it still earns membership reward points, which means, you get to keep your points as long as possible with a $0 annual fee. So that's good. That's your anchor. So that's the first thing. My points aren't in any risk. And I've had the card for 3 years, which means I've earned that sign-up bonus of however many points many years ago. They're not going to take that away from me. Had I just opened this, like my Charles Schwab, 8 months ago when I opened it up, that'd be a problem. They would take back all the 100,000 points they gave me. They claw that back. And all the credits that I use. So just think about that. If you're on your first year of your Platinum card, make sure you're at least waiting, a year plus before you decide to cancel. The second thing, just got some deja vu. The second thing is this going to hurt my credit score? Well, the answer to that is, it's interesting, right? Because technically, the average age of your credit cards, right? So your credit score does better if you have older and older credit cards. Like say you have a card that's 10 years old and there's one that's 1 year old, your average age is 5 years old, but maybe if all your cards are 10 years old, they're all 10. So that age actually aids in your credit score. But one thing that a lot of people don't know is when you cancel a credit card, it actually, that age of this credit card will stay on my account, I believe, for the next 5 to 7 years. I believe it's 7 years. So you won't actually see the effects of a closed card for 7 years after the fact. Especially since this is a charge card, which means there is no technical limit. The limit doesn't actually get attached to my credit limit because it's just, I don't know, it's just a charge card. That's what they call it. It's the pay over time limit. It's not a real limit. It's technically a zero limit or an infinite limit. But if this had been my Chase Sapphire Preferred card that has maybe a $5,000 credit limit or maybe $10,000, whatever card it is, if I cancel that, I will see the direct effects hit to my credit score because now my utilization is down and my total credit limit across all my cards is down. So that's two upsides. So I was thinking about that. I was like, well, it's a charge card, not going to hit me on the credit limit side. And the average age of my credit is going to last 7 years after. So who cares? So 7 years from now, all my cards are going to be 7 years older. Who really cares? You know, it's honestly in the grand scheme of things. So canceling doesn't matter in that fact. And then the third thing is, well, I saved that $700, right? I don't have to worry about that. And it is possible, if you want to be extra crazy, I know I just said you want to maybe save $700, like use that everywhere else. So I'm not going to personally do this, but like Stan the Credit Frog mentioned in the comments of that video, he was like, well, let's just be real, Anthony. You know you're canceling this card because you really want the Morgan Stanley credit card. You want to make void for the Morgan Stanley. Now that, you know, it's interesting because, okay, now I can just do the same thing I did with the Schwab, get this new Morgan Stanley Platinum card, a new 100,000 point sign-up bonus, which is, you know, maybe an extra $2,000 in value, depending on how you transfer it. And then, you know, you're profiting and then maybe cancel next year, which it's a good possibility. I may do that next year, but we'll see. So you kind of open up a lot of different doors for yourself. So, but that's why at the end of the video, I mentioned like, oh, if I can't justify it, I can't keep it, I got to close it. So sometimes you have to make that decision in life. If the annual fee is just, it's too much, you can't use the credits, even if you miscalculated when you first started, signing up for all these credit cards, that's okay. If you have to cancel, you got to cancel. The consequences aren't going to last a lifetime, so not a big deal. And that's really the main thing. Matter of fact, I also want to mention that if you saw a certain part in that video, if you look in the description of this video too, I actually put together a whole Google document on my personal script for how I get retention offers. Funny, it didn't work this time, but I think because it's a recession. But for the last 3 years, I've been able to amass over, 100,000 points in just retention offers just by, I don't know, maybe because I asked for it, maybe it was the way I asked for it, but I detail all the advice I have. So if you want to look that over, let me know if it's valuable for you, but I left it in Google Documents in the description. So you can go through like all my advice, tips on what to say at what points, and all of the avenues you can choose for whether or not you get approved for a retention offer, and just how many times can you do it before, they start to catch on. So hopefully that's valuable. I give that guys to you. And I believe that's the main reason is it makes way for other cards. I already have the Charles Schwab, so I have the value. Not going to hurt my credit score, so that was basically the decision. Maybe we'll make way for the Morgan Stanley. But so let me know if you guys have questions. Now I want to take it to you guys and see what you guys are talking about. Let's see here. Lalit is here. Awesome. Like I said, may need to do the same. Yeah, Lalit, we might have to talk about that tomorrow. We're actually going to be doing an interview with Lalit tomorrow, but just for you guys so you know that. A little bit of a teaser. He's got an interesting life and should be fun. Matt's coming in. What's going on, Matt? Considering the pre-comment to this, it seems Anthony's gone team super cash back. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if Anthony has gone team super cash back. I'm still very much like just, accumulate sign-up bonuses, and then just cut ties with them as soon as you get the value if you're not getting extra value, every other year, something like that. But I will mention maybe a little bit what you're talking about. Well, that might be in a future video. MR, I just downgraded my vanilla plat to gold this week, of course. I got my clear credit and Saks before I downgraded. It's not a bad idea. To be honest, I probably could have done the same, but I don't know. I'm already getting so much Uber Eats and Grubhub credits. It's actually that even alone is sometimes a little bit hard to do, but 2 times a month is really not that hard, but sometimes I forget to do it. Like, actually, I still have $20 in Uber Crash. I gotta So that'd be funny. Maybe that'd be funny. Like one of you guys tell me your address and I'll just send Uber Eats there with like extra $20. That's funny. Recon Pro, hello, how's it going? Shojas, happy Saturday, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Shojas and Recon. Matt Clausen says nearly $1,400 on Amex Platinum is a deep hole on top of any other annual fees. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, man, $1,400 a year is like, that's a lot of money. That could pay for a lot of YouTube stuff, you know, editors, thumbnail makers, if I wanted to have that, you know. So especially in this day and age right now. Sandtrue, what's up, Sandtrue? Depends on whether you're talking about FICO or Vantage. FICO takes age of accounts, even closed accounts, into account much more heavily. Vantage really only considers open accounts for age. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, the Vantage score. Sandtrue says accounts in good standing last for 10 years. Ones with negative information go away after 7. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that discrepancy. So, Sandtrue, you're saying that if your account is in good standing, so I guess what? No delinquencies, no late payments, you know, all that stuff, then that's going to stay on your account for 10 years after you cancel the card. But if it has negative information, like you're late on your things and whatnot, late on your payments, it's going to go away after 7 years, like a bankruptcy. Interesting. And Central also says the problem with Morgan Stanley card is that their commissions are so high that it will seriously wipe out the benefit you're getting from the waived annual fee. Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, not to mention, I had to do a little bit of research on that Morgan Stanley card. My God, is it extensive? I'm glad Stanley Creditford actually did his own breakdown of it, because I could have laid it out, but I was like, this is just too much. And I really only like to preach stuff that I've done already, and I never did the Morgan Stanley, so I'm not going to preach it as much as like Stanley did, Stanley Credit Frog. But man, to waive that annual fee on that Morgan Stanley card, man, you need that Cash Plus account, which needs a minimum balance of $25,000 in there, and then that account also has a $55 monthly fee to actually just keep it open. So, you know, you're talking in like $700 right there in just the fee. Like, you know, no surprise that that's how much it is. So it's like you get a free platinum card, but pay the monthly fee, and now they got their money back. So you never actually made any money or saved any money. And then if you want to save that $700 from the Cash Plus account, then you need an investment account with Morgan Stanley, and then you need another $25,000 in there. So it's like the opportunity cost of holding $50,000 in these accounts just to get $700 waived for your Morgan Stanley Platinum card just seems like a waste. I mean, I'll invest the $50K in treasuries and get 5% a year. I mean, that's, you know, get 3x the return you would with the annual fee waivement. It's crazy. Yeah, so I Morgan Stanley's a little tough, so I don't even know if I don't even think I got too many other things I want to do. I want to do business cards and whatnot. You know, Platinum's got to be a little, it's got to be on the back end. MR says, bosses at Amex are most likely watching your channel. Bosses at Amex are most likely watching your channel, yeah. Only the true beasts of the world are watching this channel, I guess. The true Amex shills, the one that's just, all we do is get Amex cards, we don't care about anything else. I really believe that, you know, I don't think there's anybody that has, I probably should get more, just so I can confidently say this, but I think like 7 or 8 out of my credit cards total are Amex cards. People are like, really? You have nothing else? Like, I have one Chase card. John McKinstry. What's going on, John? Happy Saturday. The Amex Gold card is probably the best MR point earning card to get started with. If you use both the 120 credits, your effective annual fee is only $10. And it's funny how controversial that statement is. Like, literally, I've made shorts on it. I've talked about it in videos, and every time there's always somebody that says, you know, after I mentioned, use the Grubhub credit, use the Uber Eats credit every single month, you get $10. I mean, you get $20 every single month, so 20 times 12 months, $240 a year. Subtract the annual fee, it's $10 effective annual fee. But man, no joke, every single time I say that, somebody in the comments is like, well, it's not actually effective because, you know, you have to use those credits, so you're still paying $250 to get that. I'm like, okay, yes, you have to be a person that orders food twice a month. You know, that's it. So if you're, which I would think is the majority of the population now, if not more than twice per month. So I didn't realize how contentious that was. I mean, I still think it's ridiculous. Even if you cook at home, you want to, you know, twice a month you can have some fun. Go get some sushi somewhere that's worth like $10 or something. Just order that little side thing, and then you're good. You benefit. John also says the Amex everyday cards that earn MI points on the personal side just aren't that great. Yeah, it's funny because nobody ever talks about the everyday cards at all. nobody nobody ever talks about like the everyday card. It's just clear. It's kind of ugly. It's not really great benefits. So it's funny, right? Nobody really gives any love to that side of Amex, but maybe I should make some videos, but just talk about, maybe a video like the worst Amex credit cards, something like that. Shojas, what's going on? Anthony, so as you know, I recently got my first Amex, and it's the Blue Cash Everyday card with a 5K limit. That's right, we talked about it on the last stream. What should Shoja's first card be? Me and Calby were together, and we actually helped him through it, and he actually got the Amex Blue Cash Everyday card. Did you end up using Calby's referral? Just so I know, because that'd be funny if you didn't. He'd be like, "Oh man, come on." Too bad I don't have that card, the Blue Cash Everyday. It's such a nice looking card. But you said, when can I apply for a credit limit increase with Amex to be sure I get one? I don't want to pull the trigger too quick. Okay, so Shojas is mentioning what I mentioned on the last stream was, a lot of people love to have high credit limits, right? They want to, they want to have, typically your average person likes to have at least $10,000 in credit limit. I would say, people I talk to. So he was mentioning he got a $5,000 limit, probably wants to increase that, and I was mentioning that with American Express, not only should you get the Blue Cash Everyday because, well, it's going to be your first Amex card, so it's good to just kind of get in there, get into the Amex field. So this way you'll have soft pulls on every other credit card, every other Amex credit card after that first one. But the possibility in the ability to 3x your total credit limit on that specific credit card within just about 60 to 90 days. So to your question, when should you actually apply for a credit limit increase for your Amex credit cards? I would probably say the minimum is 60 days. You could probably get away with it earlier. I'm sure I've seen people that got away in 30 days. But I would say, at least 60 days. But if you're trying to be super conservative and you don't need the credit limits right now, then make it 90 days, so 3 months. And then this way, and I've done it personally with my Hilton cards. I went from a $10,000 limit to 20,000. It was just instant, so 2x. And I could have went to 30K. The reason I didn't end up going with the 30K limit was because of the possible chance of getting an American Express audit. This essentially means that behind the scenes, they say that when you have one American Express credit card that has a limit of 25,000 or a total limit of 30K, like you just go above 30K for the first time on all of your Amex credit cards, then you have the possibility of getting audited by American Express, which essentially means that they require you to send in the paperwork for your W-2s or your 1099s just to verify that the income that you're putting on the credit card applications are still accurate, so this way, I don't know. So this way they know in the back end that the credit limit is based on you, it's not based on them, and if there's fraud, they could sue you. That's basically how that ends up working. I just didn't want to deal with that, the paperwork and all that. I don't need the credit limit, so I was like, who cares? So I'm gonna go to 20. So that be on the lookout of that show. Just if you get a 3x, you'll go from 5 to 15,000, so that's fine. But just be aware that if there's any weirdness going on in your life, maybe you had a job and you lost a job, then you might be audited, and then if they find you like falsely put stuff on your application, they could close all of your American Express credit cards, and I think you have like a week to take all of your membership reward points and like do something with them, before they get taken away from you. Hey, Calby's here. Calby said you forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. You guys heard the little beep. That's when it comes through the car. I do have Do Not Disturb on, but I don't think the Tesla respects the Do Not Disturb. So I think it comes through on the phone. It doesn't come through the phone, but the Tesla recognizes it and it still comes through. So please, no text right now, please, if anybody has my number. Oh god, I'm missing things. Yeah, so to your point, I would wait 60 to 90 days to get the credit limit increase, and then just be wary of the audit situation if you have some weirdness going on in life. That's pretty much it. But once you find out it's all good, you X or 3X, boom, it'll be pretty instant and you're good. I just did this for my father-in-law too. He had a credit limit of I believe it was 5,000 on his Blue Cash every day, and I was like, just do this thing. You've had this card for 6 months. Boom, he's got 15K now, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna put something on. Not really. He didn't actually say that, but now we have the ability. Vincent Pasquale, how's it going, man? Pasquale, I'm looking into getting the business platinum. The personal platinum gold have too many credits to manage. The 3 credits used most often on the business plat are easier to manage. Interesting. I'd like to hear a little bit more. Which 3 credits specifically on the business platinum, like the Dell credits and stuff like that, or anything I'm unaware of. But I don't really hear that too often with people saying, it's harder to manage the hotel credits and the airline fee credits and all that, and the Grubhub versus the business. Because I found the opposite. I found that the business platinum had a lot of credits that I just don't use. So that's interesting. Blue shoe. Oh, Calby, the suit. You like the suit? I actually just filmed like 11 shorts in a row. 11, yeah, I think 11 shorts in a row. So I'm just gonna upload those in the next month. So I was like, let me just look official for the next 11 shorts, I guess. Blah, blah, blah. Blue Shoe says Amex changed the credit limit increase request from 60 days after opening to 90. Oh, really? So it doesn't even pop up to the 90. Okay, so that they must have just done that then. Because I believe I did mine after 60 days at one point. I forget when that was, but so now if that's true, then just 90 days after opening, you'll be able to request a credit limit increase. So you got 3 months, Shojas. The Vulture. What's going on, Vulture? The only reason I would ever get a platinum is for the Centurion Lounge access. I just can't stomach the annual fee. I know. I couldn't stomach it either. That's why I got rid of it. Even though I still have one. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Well, I really find that with the one platinum setup, I could really, like, think about it, man. This is what I did. Hear me out. This is all you have to do, too. And just, let me talk to you guys personally, man to man, or man to woman, whoever's here. I told you guys at the beginning of this podcast, or this live stream, I used my platinum card, actually the one I just canceled because I booked it in December, so I got that before I canceled. But I used the $200 FHR credit towards a hotel stay. I won't say where, but I'll be there every Valentine's Day now. But I booked this stay, and the whole hotel was $270. That's how much it was on Valentine's Day. And the credit for the FHR was $200. So I was like, okay, out of pocket cost $70, right? But once I got to the hotel, I got a lot of different things. Not only do you get, with this specific hotel, $100 spa credit, which she did end up using. So that was a great Valentine's Day gift. She was like, oh, I feel relaxed. So that's $100 right there. So boom, that was a $100 little credit there. I get it. If we didn't stay there, we wouldn't have paid the $100, but it's a gift, and I didn't buy any other gifts other than the massage in the hotel. So you save the money on the gift, you book the hotel, you get the experience, right? So that's $100. When you get in the room, they also give you a pamphlet of all the other benefits that you get with the FHR program. I got $30 drink credit, so you're probably going to be drinking on Valentine's Day, right? It's just, I hope this gets monetized still, but you're probably going to be drinking. So that's $30 saved right there. And that's probably all you need to get drunk, because you shouldn't be drinking very often anyway. At least in my mind. So that's that. And then I got $60 in breakfast credits that I'm pretty sure I could have used twice, but I only used once. So we went in the following morning after Valentine's Day. We went downstairs. We went to the restaurant. And I literally I told the guy, I was like, wait, hold on, let me do the math. I was like, I have $60 that I could use for free. I was like, let me just try to get as many things as possible to hit that $60, because, I want to get the calories. So I ended up getting like 3 different entrees or something like that, or not even entrees, but big breakfast meals. That's the point. So just in that one stay alone, it was out of pocket $70, but I ended up getting back $100 for spa credit. I ended up getting $30 for the drink credit, so that's $130, and then an extra $60 for breakfast. Yeah, for breakfast. So that was about $200 in value just for staying in that place, plus the amazing experience, plus the late checkout at 4 p.m., the ambiance, all that stuff. Got to use the gym, so a lot of different amazing things. And oddly enough, this specific hotel, for some reason, didn't charge me drinks last year when I stayed there in the summer. I don't know why. They have like a weird thing. I think they didn't even charge me for a couple drinks here. I don't know what it is, but I can't tell you the name. It's a good secret, but maybe in the future I will. But my point was, you know, I wouldn't have gotten all those experiences and those amazing, interesting things if I didn't have the platinum card. I wouldn't have stayed there. So for that alone, to have one platinum card to use that every Valentine's Day, I mean that alone kind of is worth it to me, you know. And then plus I get to use all the other credits that it comes with. So I think one platinum's okay, but even then, I get it. It's a little hard to justify if you don't have that. Shogus. I tried with Calby's referral, but it only gave me 200 bonus versus another site where I found the magical 250. That's harder to find. I wanted to give him credit, but I also wanted the extra $50. Listen, Shogus, nobody's gonna hurt. Nobody's gonna hate you for taking the extra $50. I mean, like, think about it. Chad Money Minutes. If you left money on the table, I mean, that would have been the downfall. He would have unsubscribed for you. So can't leave any money on the table. So what can you do? But we're both happy. I'm gonna speak for Calvi. We're both happy that you just got we got the card in the first place, because I know you were worried about your situation and getting your first Amex card and all that stuff. So I'm glad we helped you through it. Vincent Pasquale, he's answering my question on what he can use for the business platinum, which is okay. So you can use the airline credit, the Dell credit, and the cell phone credit. Okay, hell yeah. Those are like the least. Those are the things that I use the least. So that's why I just would never get the business platinum. But that's great that you could use that. Yeah. So in that case, it's justified. Why not? MR says I have the Amex Gold, Delta Reserve, and Hilton Aspire. Amex Gold, Delta Reserve, and Hilton Aspire. Oh, that's pretty hefty, man. Got lounge access, diamond status covered. I'm looking to get the second Hilton card for sub. Should I go for Hilton Business Surpass or second Aspire? Thoughts? Good way. Thanks for spelling thoughts like that. Thoughts. My thoughts are not with me. No, I mean, my thoughts are, from experience, in my mind, I was like, well, I always view the business card as the last tier, but that's just me. So in my experience, I got the Hilton Honors, the basic one, the $0 annual fee. Got the sign-up bonus, boom. I waited about 6 months, and then I got the Hilton Surpass. So now we got that, and I got to use the free night certificate soon. And then I just figured, after a year of having that Surpass, I'm just going to downgrade back to the original Hilton Honors card. So I have 2 original Hilton Honors cards. So this way, there's no annual fee on that. And then sometime a little bit after that, I'll probably go and get the Aspire. But you already have the Aspire. So I mean, if you're someone that's like, oh, I aspire to get 2 Aspires, then you could probably do that. But I mean, just for the sake of experience, you might be able to get the Hilton business card. But I don't know. I guess it depends on you and your situation. What are you going to attach the business card to? Is it just for you? What business is it going to be attached to? It depends what you have open already. So I can't recommend the business card if you already have like 5 of them for whatever reason, unless you have a 6th business you want to attach it to, or some side hustle, what have you. So I don't know if you really can use like the resort credit and the other airline credits that the Hilton Aspire comes with. I mean, go for a second Aspire. But if you don't have the Surpass already, then just get the Surpass. I mean, what are you waiting for? Get the extra 130,000 points. Very low spend. And then 6 months after that, if you want to decide to get a second Aspire, go for it. Or if you find that the business is okay. But yeah, go for the Surpass. And I don't know if my referral works for that. It's hard. I don't know. I have a referral for the Surpass, but I believe it only gives you for the Hilton one. Man, you should check it out. Go look in the description, man. If you go check it out, see if you can get me a Surpass. But if not, or a Surpass referral. But if not, whatever. But I would go for the Surpass. Vulture says I have the Blue Business Plus as a sole proprietor. If I get a financial review, what would they look for as far as bank statements and W-2? So that's a little bit tough to say because, like if you're a sole proprietor, like if it was me and I had a business card and they audited me for my YouTube business or for my real estate business, then they would just ask for income. So they would show the Google payments and all that stuff, right? And they would ask for the, all the real estate checks and commissions and whatnot. So that's what they would kind of use. So it depends on what it's attached to, what business. Did you say that you were just selling sneakers on the side, to get this this business credit card. So in that case, it would have to make sense. So like if maybe you're in your first year, then you just put the your monthly spend, just projected monthly spend at like maybe $100, and that was consistent, then great. Or if you put your projected monthly income or yearly income at like maybe 20,000, if you said it was 20,000 yearly income projected, but maybe you only made like $300, yeah, that might be an issue. And they could either choose to, well, close it, but they probably won't do that. They want your business at the end of the day, but they'll probably lower a credit limit that they gave you. But that's what they would ask for. So what's the income that's coming in from that business, right? And if it's been years, then the tax statements for that specific business. So all the tax documents have that ready. And then was everything on the application consistent? Like where are the bank statements for the outflows of cash, for that business, or what about, what's the income for that business? So that's what I would probably say. David Randall, yo, what's poppin', David? Thanks for being here. Sandra says Amex doesn't even allow you to apply for credit limit increase for 91 days or 3 billing cycles, whichever is later. Okay, so yeah. So I didn't realize I must have asked for credit limit increase before that, because I believe I did it prior to 91 days. So, all right, now we got 91 days to wait after getting an Amex card for a credit limit increase. Good to know. CalBNG, I don't know why you just said your last name. Oh, that's weird, Show. Just on the live, it was 250. Yeah, I thought it was 250 when we did it on live for the Blue Cash Everyday. Huh. Blue shoes. Step on my blue suede shoes. Yeah, I called them about an increase, and they said it takes 90 days and then 2 extra days to process. Oh, interesting. Show just says, that's why I don't understand why it was changed. I swear I clicked on your link. Okay. Yeah. What can you do? Calby says, where the computer iPad? LOL. I didn't want to bring it in today. I wasn't gonna look anything up. I was like, all this Amex stuff I have on the top of my head, so I don't need to research nothing. It's all in my head. The Vulture, I had to wait 95 days for a credit limit increase. Interesting. Calby says, I just noticed Anthony's color is a lot darker today. Well, I mean, look outside. Literally look at the top corner over here. It's like, it doesn't even look like a sky. It just looks like I'm in the clouds right now. It's dark out. Hopefully the shorts don't suffer. Calby says, I'll pay $5 to someone who gets a TMZ camera shot in Anthony's FHR hotel. If you guys can figure out the FHR hotel, that would be funny. I'll be there every single Valentine's Day. Maybe. Probably every Valentine's Day, though. So that'd be so funny. Walking through, hey, I know you. The guy with the guy in the car. Remember, everyone, if anyone stays at the Kimpton, secret password, the snuggle is real. I don't understand. I don't get these jokes, Kelly. What's going on? David, when do you downgrade? Like a week before they charge the annual fee? Kelby says after. That is important, or they will claw back. You're saying to downgrade before they charge the annual fee? You're saying after? Do you mean after like a year of having that card? At least when I spoke to American Express about canceling, they mentioned, as long as you cancel within 30 days of getting hit with the annual fee, then it'll be reversed and you won't have to pay the annual fee. So if you wait 31 days and then cancel your card, well, now you're stuck with the annual fee. As far as downgrading, I'm not really sure. Calby's saying they'll claw it back otherwise. If it's after the, I'm not sure I understand. MR, I have an LLC with 0 business cards minus gas cards. So, oh, I see. So maybe the Hilton business, go look into all the credits, see if it makes sense. And then just, be honest with your LLC and just write that all on there. If you're talking about an actual, I know you're all about American Express, but myself, I've been looking into business cards, and I'm really gonna, like, Calby helped me through it, getting the Chase business unlimited, right? Chase Inc. business unlimited. So this way, I figured the value was even higher than the American Express, whether it be like the Hilton business. Hilton business, I believe, only gives you what wasn't it like 150 or 180,000 Hilton points, which could be like $1,000 in value. I was like, man, why am I going to do that? I get the spend a little less, but I could just get the Chase Inc. Unlimited, and spend $6,000 in 3 months, but get 90,000 Chase Hold reward points. And man, I've been going crazy with Hyatt hotels. 90,000, I know for sure. If I get 90,000 Chase points, that is easily $3,000 in Hyatt stays. I'm getting three points per dollar spent. It hasn't failed me since. I've stayed in a bunch of Hyatts so far, all been 3 cents per point. So I'm like, do I want to take the $1,000 Hilton? Or would I rather take the $3,000 in Hyatt? I'm a Hilton loyalist, but I'd go with the 3,000 Hyatt. So maybe I get you love Amex MR, but maybe consider a little bit of a Chase business, card. Maybe, when we talk about it. Calby, you have 1 month between the annual fee charge to get a full refund. Yeah. So that's what I just mentioned. Within 30 days of getting charged. After the 31, after 30 days, like I said, you'll have to pay that annual fee. Monkey spend, that's what I heard, officer. I don't get that either. Sledge, yo, what's going on, Sledge? Sledge, I was just doing an impression of you yesterday when I was talking to my fiance, and she was like, that sounds exactly like him. I was like, what is up, team? It's your boy Sledge. I was like, something like that. And she's like, actually, it sounded pretty good. So Sledge, Sledge says he was about to cancel his Platinum 2 last week, but he got a good retention offer. Now, what's the deal here? All right, why did you get a retention offer and I didn't? All right, I mentioned earlier in the stream that the way I edited the video made it seem like people driving by. Somebody's going to come in my car now and say, well, why are you here? Because I'm in the Mormon parking lot again. Anyway, on the video, I edited the video in such a way that it seemed like I got a retention offer I didn't mean to do that, but it's just how it came out, and I realized after the fact. But I actually never got a retention offer, and I tried maybe 4 or 5 times, like over a week span. And I never got a retention offer. So Sled, you're saying you actually got a retention offer. That's crazy. Well, why do you get a retention offer, not me? I'm a valued customer. We both have the Charles Schwab card. What's going on? I'm a valued customer. Let me get the retention offer. And I called them, and I did the chat a bunch of times. Man, that's crazy. How'd you get that? Blue Shoes says, what air freshener do you use in your card? Show just says black ice or nothing. Yo, Show just, you are correct. Can you guys see that? No, you can't see it. Here's the air freshener. Wait, man, it's all tangled up. I can't get it out. Hold up. There we go. Here's the air freshener. Elon Musk. It's literally the Musk of Elon, And I think it was black ice. I gotta keep it up here or else it hangs down too low. Oh yeah, but black ice air freshener. Black ice is the best. Oh my god. Sometimes I like going to the car. I used to go to the car wash because they would give you one for free. Wandering Doc. What's up, Anthony? What's going on, Doc? The Doc is here. Calby says Kimpton is a luxury hotel chain through IHG. If you say the secret password, you get some examples of potential perks, including free bottle of wine, room upgrade, free parking, drink vouchers, free breakfast. Whoa. Get out of here. Kimpton by IHG. Now, I wonder if that'll work if I'm not staying there. Will they ask me my room number, or can I just walk into an IHG Kimpton and just be like, the secret password is... Wait, what's the secret password? I already forgot. You just told me. Oh, the snuggle is real. So if we just say we should do that as a group. Let's have a group meetup at Kimpton and 20 of us say the snuggle is real. See if they give us a bunch of stuff. MR says it sounds hot. It really does. Or are you talking about Wandering Doc's steam room? Now that's extra hot. That's really good. Wandering Doc's tuning in from the steam room. How are you going to tune in from the steam room? Your phone's going to melt. Calby says you asked last year for a retention offer, right? Yes. I got a retention offer every single year, I guess aside from the first year. So the last 3 years, I've gotten retention offers on the Platinum card. But this year, everything's different. Everything's changed. Didn't get one, so I had to cancel. Vulture says, I know that on my application for the Blue Business Plus, I put the smallest amount allowed. I put annual business revenue, and I put $1,000 in estimated monthly spend. I put $0. So you put the annual revenue at 1,000 and the estimated monthly spend, they put 0. What was your credit limit on that specific card for putting 0 monthly spend? I would like to know. and that business is less than a year old, and my W-2 income on the job is already 22,000, which Amex rounded. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'd like to hear more about that. Sledge, because I'm a G, of course. I'm so stupid. Why would I ask Sledge? Why would I ask him how he got a retention offer and not me? It's because he's a G. It's the reason he can film at a Chipotle. It's the reason he can, film these nice adventures out in St. Lucia. It's the reason he can do all of these things is because he's a G. You're gonna have to teach me how to be a G, Sledge. You're gonna have to. Vulture says, I joined Amex on Valentine's Day and got the green card. When would my annual fee of $150 post? Amex told me March 14th. I went on 2 cruises this year. Wait, what? I went on 2 cruises this year at 3 points per dollar. I planned to keep the card and still ask for a retention offer. Wait a second. Vulture, you're saying you just got the green card on Valentine's Day. And between then and now, you already went on 2 cruises? No, you're just saying... did you use the green card for the cruises? What's going on there? But anyway, when will it post? Well, you'll get hit with the annual fee a couple days, usually just a couple days after, you apply for the card for Amex, for American Express specifically, I guess all of them. But, usually like 3 days or like 2 days after, I'll get hit with the membership fee, I believe. So I would think it's on that date, but they're saying March 14th for the first one. I don't know. I don't know why. Isn't it just a few days? I believe you get approved and you should have it within the first few days. But Sanders is saying anything usually posts when the first statement closes. Man, it's crazy. I guess has it really been that long since I freaking applied for a card? It was the Schwab, but I don't remember it being a month after. I guess so. Silly me. David says, go record a video on doing the secret password. That would be great. We should go do the Kimpton, man. That would be fantastic. Vulture says, the Blue Business Plus starting limit was $2,000. Okay. $2,000. Well, that's what I figured. I mean, your monthly spend was so low at 0. So I figured you were going to have nothing crazy for a credit limit. But as you update it, at any point in this year after you get your if your taxes are done, because you said it's not even a year yet, so once those taxes are done and you have that 22K in income, you'll be able to update that, and they probably will up that credit limit, but even by then you'll be able to do the trick anyway and 3x your credit limit. So either or, you're going to be closing in on a 10,000 limit at some point soon. Not a bad idea. But 3x is not like the max. You could ask for a 10K limit right off the bat, especially if you just increased your income on your business and you just updated that with Amex. It's very possible that you get a higher credit limit than just 3x. Sledge says, Kimpton has very nice properties, but I never knew about the password. Wow. Okay, so you have to check into the Kimpton resort you have to check in first before you can say the secret password, which is the snuggle is real. Sledge missed out. I thought it was, yeah, okay, yeah. Calby said he thought Calby was like, oh, you missed out, Sledge. I should have made a video on it. I just thought everybody knew that there was a password, the snuggle is real. Yeah. Everybody knows that if you say the snuggle is real to a random Kimpton IHG hotel, that they're going to give you free wine and stuff like that. Calby, really get with the real world. I mean, who are you hanging out with? Hanging out with the elites of the elites, huh? I mean, unreal. Nobody knows that. I don't know that. I wouldn't even know that I could walk up to any Hilton right now without checking in and tell them, hey, I'm a gold member. I think I get like free water and free snacks, and then they give it to you without ever checking your room number. That I know, but even that's not common knowledge. Never mind. I didn't say that. Illegal. That's illegal. Anyway, the Vulture says, yes, I did go on 2 cruises. Oh my God. From Valentine's Day till today, you went on 2 cruises? Man, who are the people? Who are you guys? MR is right. You guys are like the bosses of the world. You're watching. We're all about Amex and we're all about maximizing value, but 2 cruises? Jeez. Where'd you go? Where'd you go after that? It's only 2 weeks. No, it's not even 2 weeks. It's like 12 days, 11 days. How'd you go on 2 cruises in 11 days? That's ridiculous. What are they, Carnival? I'm just kidding. Carnival's okay. Lalit, I can't wait to ask this, and I'm having trouble finding an answer online. I don't want to get trigger an Amex financial review. I am maxed out at 32K limit. I'm willing to cancel an Amex card, but if I do, does that impact the chance of getting the next card? I ask because I understand the soft pull, but without the canceling, I'm getting the answer that I'm not able to even be considered given the rule, the Amex 456 rule. Callie might. So okay, I feel like there's a couple questions here. So you're saying you don't want to trigger an Amex financial review, right? Because you're at 32K limit across your Amex card. So if you hit the 35, then it's not guaranteed you're going to get a financial review, but it's possible. You know, it's possible that you do get that. But your question afterwards is, and you're willing to cancel a card to go under that limit too. But if I do, does that impact the chance of getting the next card? So you're saying if you just decide to cancel an American Express card because you're trying to keep your limit down, will that affect your next credit card application to get your next Amex card? Okay, so in that case, I would say, well, it's hard because I actually haven't done it personally, so I hate speaking on things I haven't done personally. But at least from what I've read, and I've read a lot of stuff on Reddit specifically, people talking about canceling their cards and reapplying for a different card right away. It seemed that it was okay and they got approved. Didn't seem like it was a big deal, especially if you're someone like even myself who has like 7 Amex cards or whatever, 6 or 7, 8. Then it's not as big of a deal, and I don't think it'll have a big impact. But I think you'll be fine. I really don't think it's a big issue. Like maybe if it's like you have one Amex card and you decide to cancel it, and then now you're applying for a new one, possibly because now you're just, you cut off the relationship just to open it up again. So that might be a little odd. But yeah, I believe Calby, he's just asking, if I cancel a credit card to stay under the limit, will that affect my chances of getting a new, getting approved for a new credit card? So I would say no, especially if you have, I think you do, Lalit, I think you already have multiple Amex cards. I would say you're probably fine. But and maybe Calby knows this too. I meant to look it up. I never did. But is there an ability to lower a credit limit on a credit card? Like if I called them, could I technically just say like, hey, I have a problem. Can you lower your credit limits? Because if that's the case, so Calby says yes, so you can lower your limit. So if that's the case, why not do that? Like you have 32K limit across your Amex cards. Which cards are they? Are they the Blue Business Plus, I'm assuming, and maybe a Hilton card? So maybe you're at 32K. Can't you just be like, all right, the Hilton card I don't care about. Go from 10K to 1K. I don't want to spend on this card. Something like that. So then you could just do that. I mean, I think you specifically, Lalit, I think you have a lot of other cards. So your credit limit, your utilization is not going to matter. So I think your credit score is fine. And I know, we've spoken, so I know how you're doing well. So I don't think that's going to affect you. But if you're just canceling to not go over that credit limit because you're really worried about the triggering a financial audit, then yeah, just lower the credit limit. But like Sledge just mentioned, he's way over the 35K and he's never been triggered a financial review. So it's not like guaranteed, but I get it. Like me personally, I was the same. I didn't even want even the chance. So I was like, I'm not even going to go over 35K. Not right now. I don't care about it. So I would say, yeah, I would say either just downgrade the limit or lower the limit or just not care. Probably wouldn't cancel unless you're just looking to cancel anyway. I had to skip ahead. Benji, bro, how you got all these Amex cards but still got an iPhone 8 Plus? That is so funny. All right, look, listen, smart guy. All right, this is an iPhone 8 Plus, but what do you think I'm recording on right now? All right, I'm recording on an iPhone 13 Plus. All right, if only you were here, man, you'd be looking silly. That's a good point, though. How'd you know this is an iPhone 8 Plus? Wait, how did you even know that this was an iPhone 8 Plus? This could have been anything else. You really could tell by the size that this was an iPhone 8 Plus. Man, this guy's serious about his iPhones. No problem, Lalit. I'm glad we were able to help. Calby and I combined. Calby's like he always needs to be here because he always has the information that I don't have, you know, and I'm just learning as we're going along. Oh god, Calby, I need another answer. Does the built card pull from FICO 8 or 9? That I don't have the answer for Benji. That's a good question. FICO 8 or 9 for built. No answer for me. Unfortunately, I've not looked into the build card very much at all. Lalit says, I'll check Stan's video after this as well. Thanks, Calby. Okay. And Calby says, Stan hit the Amex card max. Canceled one card, then he applied. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's true. Yeah, and then he was fine. Yeah. I forgot which one he decided to cancel, but it wasn't his one with like 20 years of history. I forget. Vulture says, in 2023, I went from February 11th to February 18th from Tampa to Grand Bahama Islands, Bimini, Coco Cay, and Nassau. Also on Royal Caribbean, on Serenade of the Seas. Wow. Serenade of the Seas. That's a good cruise name, man. Wow. That must have been fun, Vulture. That's pretty wild. That's awesome. Kudos to you, man. 2 cruises. That's like a world record. You should make a YouTube video. Like, I went on 2 cruises in 11 days. Here's what happened. And maybe, like, you had videos of debauchery or something. I don't know. It'd be a good vlog. Doc says he leaves the phone in the locker. Bluetooth headphones come with me into the steam room, Chief. Yeah, but still, the Bluetooth headphones are gonna melt too, man. I've put things like that in some steam rooms and some saunas, and they didn't break, but they were like tired after the fact. Like they were moving slow. So I'd be careful with that. Okay, awesome, good stuff in convo. Heck yeah, learn per the next step. Yeah, Lalit, sorry. We're all learning together. Calby says Anthony has the iPhone 16 Plus. Hey man, if the next iteration, okay, look, I had this iPhone 8 Plus for 5.5 years, and I was forced into getting the iPhone 13 Plus. You know, by family and stuff like that. I wasn't gonna do it, but they were like, you know, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just stop being silly? You know, you gotta upgrade. And I was so against it, and honestly, it was one of the best decisions I ever made, because not only do I have this to read chats on, but now I have a YouTube channel based on the camera quality of the iPhone 13 or whatever this phone is, 14, 13. So if the next year comes up and we're like, wow, we could shoot in 8K now, you know, I might do that. That'd be cool. Benji says camera module and size. iPhone 13 Pro Max Plus, whatever. That's it. That's all I know. It's not camera quality. It's not the module. It's not the size. That's literally just the phone. Specifics. I can't answer that. Okay. I am not a photographer or videographer. I just make videos. David, why people scare of an audit? If you didn't lie on the application, you probably have nothing to worry about, right? Yeah, it's true, but things change, right? Like life changes. Like the stuff that I put on my original, like the platinum card that I just canceled, I had a steady income and salary on a W-2 when I was a driving teacher in New York. This year is now changed to YouTube channel and real estate business, 1099s. You know, like things change drastically. So maybe I wasn't making the same. Maybe I'm making drastically more. Maybe I just lost a job because of the recession. I just got laid off. All these things can have a factor. So if you're still like, oh, I'm financially well, but now I'm just not working, and you go to apply for a new card, well, you're still technically putting in the same info that you had prior. So every time it kind of autofills from my social security number, okay, this amount of income, blah, blah, blah. So I had to change that recently for new life. But maybe you never changed it, so now you're technically lying on your new application. You're actually laid off. You actually have zero income, but you're telling Amex that you have 50K, 100K, you know, and that's why you're basing that off getting your approval. So life happens, things happen. So I think that's why some people might be scared of an audit, because turbulent times now, so a lot of different things are happening in life. Things can change. So they'd rather not have the audit to not even think about it. Vincent Pasquale says, iPhone 8 Plus is still a solid phone even today. It really is. This phone, I could still, if I didn't have the YouTube channel, I could still be using this to this day, and there would be no issue. No issue. And everyone told me, like, oh, it's going to break after 5.5 years. There's actually something in the settings that doesn't allow it to have a software update after 5 years. Well, guess what? We're still updating. We're still updating. So, prove the naysayers wrong. Wandering Doc says, my favorite boats are Royal Caribbean. Best food is Princess. Not bad. I have no experience. Good to know, though. Lelit says, not scared. It's just an extra step, etc., for me at all. And a lot of documentation to provide versus straight 1 W-2 and done. Yes, exactly. Same for me. Wandering Doc says, I'm over 90K on Amex limit. 20K lowest, no financial review. I think 35K plus on one card matters. So you're saying that it doesn't seem to matter if all of your cards are well over 35K, but as long as the one card, if you do have one card that's over 35K, that might be an issue. So that's a good little point. Yeah. But like we said a million times, like it might not happen. It might happen. Do you want the chance of a headache or not? Vulture says, I have 4,100 in the Blue Business Plus after transferring from the no fee everyday and cash magnet cards. Huh. The magnet has a 3,200 limit, and the everyday has the same amount of 3,200. So he has 10,500 with Amex total. Okay, not bad. I think I have just 2 credit cards with Amex technically. So, well, not charge cards, but credit cards. So the Hilton Honors Basic and the Hilton Surpass together, I believe it's 30,000 limit. So I'm not over it either way. Wandering Doc, nope, they don't. I use the same $40 Sony headphones. They last about 2 years of normal use, but about 6 months taking them in the sauna every day. I've been doing this for 5+ years. Good to know then. Good to know, because maybe I'll start doing that too. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I see. So you put the phone in the locker and then you just put the Bluetooth headphones and you bring that in. Oh yeah, I would definitely do that. Okay, I don't know. I got mixed up. Because I have like $20 Knevos that I would throw in the sauna or the steam room. That's cool. How does it feel to have my voice in the steam room? Wandering Dog. Vince Pasquale, what airlines do you fly most often? Any favorites? Hard to say. I'm not a huge flyer, but when I do, I fly JetBlue. You like that ad? It's really just mainly New York to Florida. That was like the only trips I've ever taken in my life. So it was only JetBlue. I hear from Calby that Delta is very good. So once I fly at some point in the future, soon, hopefully, I'll be going Delta because this is what I hear from my friends who travel way more than me. So Delta, but if not, I like JetBlue. My specific experience with JetBlue has always been good. The check bags, very seamless. I'm able to go, there's like a little kiosk booth that they have, and you just type in the info, and they give you a printout slip. You bring that to the people, and it's like very seamless, way quicker than everybody else. So if you're anywhere in a JetBlue area, I recommend JetBlue. But other than that, no comment other than I heard Delta's good. I gotta fly just for these questions. Like just to do like a day flight, just so I know the process. I should go do that. Maybe I'll go fly to Calby's house using Delta. Vulture says actually it's 2 cruises in under 11 months. You mean I thought we were talking 11 days. I thought you said Valentine's Day to now. And you used your Amex screen. Or did you mean last year, Valentine's Day? Oh God, did I read the things wrong? Calby says, Built pulled my TransUnion credit score. Well, I guess I have to say it does depend on the state that you're in. A lot of people don't know that, but when you get approved for credit cards, depending on the state that you're in, also kind of dictates which credit bureaus they'll pull from. Because like I believe here in South Carolina, American Express will only pull Experian, and for most of the country it is. But I believe in certain states it'll be Experian and TransUnion. Capital One, I think for a lot of states it's 3. It's all 3 bureaus, but I think some places in the Midwest, it could be 1 or even 2, or 2 or even 1 credit bureau that it pulls from. So it's good to look up, check, your local state. I would look up American Express hard pull which credit bureau my state, those keywords, and you'll probably get, I forget, maybe it's Doctor of Credit. Somebody did a list, and you could check your state and see where they'll pull from. So I think they probably have enough info on the built card. If not, you could check Wells Fargo, since they're like the owner, and you might be able to get some valid info. David says, you got to get an Android, man. Come to the Cool Kids Club. Nah, man. Android is not the Cool Kids Club. It's so not the Cool Kids Club that literally I compare Android to, I don't know, people who like Chase Sapphire Preferred or something like that. Like Android and Chase, they go hand in hand. Amex, iPhone, let's go. You know, that's just how it is, unfortunately. I hate to disparage you like this, but my entire fiance's family all switched to iPhones after I showed them the power of just mine. Like, how was I able to turn, you know, 5 other family members into iPhone kings if the iPhone wasn't that good? I'm not that good of a salesman, so Android's just not it, man. But I do hear Android does have some pretty amazing, like you mentioned here, it shoots in 8K. That's pretty sick. Okay, so Android has that. I also know there's a lot of different apps that Android has that's cool, and a lot of like texting features. I forget, but there's like, I don't know, there's cool things you can do with the Android too. But I was never into it, so I can't. Oh, Kelby says you could tell it because of the camera on the back. It's the iPhone 8 Plus. That's how much of nerds you people. How could you tell? I do not look at iPhones enough or been to like tech enough to know that this is an iPhone 8 Plus camera, not just an iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus. I guess the extra max camera. I don't know. I'm so not into it. That's funny. You guys could tell though. Well, it says, do you dry clean your blazers / suits? Yeah, no. Believe it or not, this suit has never been dry cleaned or cleaned for that matter. In the last like 4 months that I've owned it. I get it. It's disgusting. It's fine, but I wear it sparingly. Actually, fairly often. But yeah, I need to. I got recommended a dry cleaning place. I need to just bring it there, but I don't know. I'm such like a glutton for not spending money. I'm like, I do not want to spend money, if that even makes sense. I was like, I don't want to spend money. I got the suit. It looks fine. It doesn't look that bad, you know. So I'll just keep wearing it until it gets like really, you know, not destroyed, but it looks not good. But no. What about you, Lily? I know you got some suits. Love it. Let me know. Do you dry clean? Uh, Vulture. I have my iPhone 11 since September 28th, 2019. I will be due for an upgrade after almost 3 years. It's 79% battery health. I'm trying to hold off till the iPhone 15 later this year. I probably would hold off, yeah. Just get the iPhone. I mean, if you're going to upgrade anyway, I believe for your phone, since it's only 3.5 years old, if you get the deal right when the iPhone 15 comes out, I think they'll actually give you, could be wrong, but I bet they'll give you about $250 towards the iPhone 15. So that could be not bad. I decided to just keep it because I knew I needed it for other things, but not those kind of things. But I'd probably wait for the 15, get like the 250, maybe 300 for trading it in since it's only 3 years old. Mine was 5 years old, so I think they offer me less, but it's not too bad. Benji, what's your recommendation for airline travel cards for beginners? I got Freedom Flex, Saver One, Freedom Unlimited, Navy Federal Credit Union, Amex More Rewards, and the X1. I need a travel card, but I'm over 524. And Calby recommends the Amex Platinum if you travel a bit, and fly Delta, VentureX if you travel all right. And Benji says, Amex Platinum fee is too high, I don't travel enough, reap the benefits. And then Calby says VentureX. Yeah, I mean, if you're, it depends on what kind of traveler you're trying to be. If you're just looking to like get some points back on some flights, I mean, you know, even if you have, I mean, you don't, and I guess you don't have it, but even if you had the Amex Gold card, like even that earns 3x points on travel through the Amex portal, and directly through the airlines. So even that could be something. But Calby's really been, you know, showing me like the Delta Platinum card, which, you know, the companion certificate, which I guess if you have a +1, I don't even know. I have to look into it more. But people freaking out over it, the Mormon Church. But yeah, I'd probably agree. VentureX, you can easily use those benefits if you're flying like once a year, for sure. He'll look it up. Eric Gal's favorite card. He has the full review. I have a basic review on the VentureX on my channel. I think Anthony. Yeah, that's right. I did do a video on the VentureX as well. I think I titled the video, "It Happened." The best credit card of 2023 was just announced because it was based on the credit rewards. I think the points guy had a whole reward show for the best credit cards of 2022, and I just named it 2023. So I just went over the benefits and their points and stuff like that on the VentureX. But probably, yeah, watch Calby's video. He's probably more detailed than I did it. Matt says, I'm so glad I'm just in gardening mode until later this year. Then I have no idea what I'll do. Hey, listen, use the time to garden to just think about it. You know, think about what could be the most valuable. Like for me, in my experience, this year, it's going to be about businesses. So I'm going to try to collect some business credit cards for both my businesses. possibly a third business, but that's yet to be determined. I'm still trying to work out the deals on that. So possibly 3 different businesses, so 3 different business credit cards. So that's how I'm looking to maximize not only the capital needed to, get some money with a 0% interest rate for all those 3 businesses. So this way I can, if I got to spend an extra amount on startup costs, I could do that with no extra interest rate, but I'm probably going to pay it all off anyway. But at least it's a good option. So 0% APR for the next 15 months. Plus just all the benefits you get with like the Chase business cards, like 90,000 points here, 90,000 points there. If I got 3 of them, 3 Chase Unlimiteds, and I was able to spend 18 grand in the 3 months, whatever, then forget it. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's 270,000 Chase points, which, I mean, at 3 cents per point is easily like 7 grand worth of Hyatt stays, and I can make use of that 7 grand for Hyatt stays for sure. So just think about your life. I only have 1 car. Now I need to pay for restaurants and groceries. All right. Maybe if I'm a Capital One fan, I'll go with the Saver Rewards. Maybe if I'm Amex fan, I'll go with the Amex Gold. Maybe if I don't want an annual fee, I'll go with the Blue Cash every day. Those are all good, cards. So just think about your life and what you might need. Maybe if you want to get into real estate investing, like I want to do at some point, get the Lowe's credit cards, 5% back, like the Target card, but all Lowe's stuff. So ceiling fans, all that stuff. Vulture says, I like how you do your videos in your car and shop mostly at Walmart supercenters. And unfortunately, according to Max Rewards, they are not considered supermarkets. Neighborhood markets are. Was that a backhanded compliment, or what was the deal with that? So Vulture's saying, oh, I like being in my car too, thanks. And I don't know if you meant you shop mostly at Walmart, but I never mentioned that I shop at Walmart. I do to get some nice clothes though. Every now and again. But you're right. Yeah, it does not, they're not considered supermarkets, but the neighborhood markets are, if you're looking for like grocery spend. They literally have Walmart neighborhood market. That's what it's called. Then it'll code as grocery spend. Showed I'm in Michigan, and Amex pulled my Experian and TransUnion, which sucks because now I have 4 hard pulls on TransUnion. Yeah. Sorry, I looked ahead. MR coming in saying, what do you mean, you people? Yeah, you people that love your tech and your iPhones, and you're able to tell that this is an iPhone 8 Plus and your Androids. Let's be honest, you're dorks. No, I'm kidding. But that's what I mean by you people. Apple every day. Okay. Yeah, so just like I said earlier, like it depends on the state you're in. If you're applying for a credit card, it could be 1 credit bureau, it could be all 3, and it could vary by state. So check your local states if you're worried about it. So Show now has 4 hard pulls on his TransUnion and whatever amount on his Experian. I mean, what can you do, Show? I mean, you're not looking to get 1 million credit cards anyway. You're still waiting for a year for that thing to come off your account, a year from now. So, it's just a time issue. It's not, I don't think, even those hard pulls are really not going to stop you if you wanted to get some more cards out, I'll be honest, especially if it's, another Amex card, because it'll be a soft pull anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much, but you're not even in the phase where you're trying to build like a lot this year anyway. Sledge says, Delta is by far my favorite airline, but the American Airlines Admiral card really impressed me. Interesting. Show says, Apple gets all their components from Samsung for the most part, and they copy Android features and call them new tech. Really? Huh. And then Calvi comes in, boom, hits him with the right, Anybody watching that Jake Paul, Tommy Fury fight tomorrow? But Calvi comes in with the right hook saying, but the one thing about Apple products is they work. Whew! Wait, I could do it. Mic drop. I have a mic. I can do it. Lalit says, I like when Lalit asks a question because he has the most intricate, unique, and intelligent questions that make me really think. So let's hear what Lalit has a question for. Hypothetical question for you. Would you rather have 2 cards you don't have now, guaranteed approval, or no new cards for the next 3 years, yet afterwards you have a guarantee approval for 5 of them? That's such a funny question. Lalit, you have such an interesting mind to think like that. So you're saying, would I rather have 2 cards that I don't have now, but it's guaranteed? So if I want a Lowe's card, I want a business card, okay, I'll get approved right now for both of them. or I can't get any new cards for the next 3 years, but afterwards I'll get a guarantee approval for 5 of them. It's funny because all right, I have to stay in the confines of the question. So in the confines of the question, I would rather have 2 cards now that I don't have, because me and my life specifically, I have a lot of spend coming up, so I'll need to, if I'm not spending towards a sign-up bonus, then I'm just, why even live life? What's the point of living life if I'm not spending money I normally would be spending to get a sign-up bonus? I just don't spend money if I couldn't get a sign-up bonus. So if I can get 2 cards and work that for the next 6 months, then cool. But otherwise, look at how much money I'll be leaving on the table if I wait 3 years just to get 5 cards. I'd rather get 2 with guaranteed value now. It'll be worth more in the future anyway than wait 3 years. But in that's the hypothetical question. In the real life example, I could have both. Most of us can have both. We can get the 2 cards, and we could wait 3 years and get the 5 cards guaranteed. So, but that's interesting. Vulture says, I missed the split screen multitasking of Android and downloading and watching movies on APKS. I don't know what that is. Android needs to work on software updates. It goes through Google, the manufacturer of iPhone, and then carrier. The multitask is really that good, huh? You could do all that stuff. I've never felt like I needed another screen open on an iPhone, because I could have a YouTube video playing picture in picture and go look up emails. I could do the same. I could do that on the iPhone. So that's multitasking in one form. You need more than that? Shoji says they work because they use Samsung components. Oh god, there's a fight. There's a fight in the chat. Nah, Apple software is king from Calvi. Oh no, there's a fight. Lilith says, I actually don't dry clean because I always think if I dry clean 1 to 2 items, I may actually do it more in general, LL. An avoidable expense from my side for now and all, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. Like, if I do it, I never really in my life got my car washed. I just let it go, and I got dirty, whatever. Don't judge me. But then, when I decided to get a car wash, well, then it was like, now let's do it every 3 months. Now let's do it every 2 months. Now let's do it every month. And then it got maybe I'm spending more than I need to. So now I just do it. Well, now I have to do it because it's like, if you're showing up to a real estate open house or showing people houses, you don't want to pull up in a hoopty. So, people respect you a little bit more if it's clean, I found. Otherwise, I don't care what it looks like. Let it look like anything. What do I care? Suit as well. Hold on. Who's messaging me? Let's see.
Ryan Ruvola says down.
Oops. That's my best friend. No, I'm kidding. The texted, man. Shoja says the real G's no. Oh, Sedge has the Galaxy Fold 3 and the S22 Ultra. I'm Android all day. The real G's no, Sledge. What up, peeps? Oh, Eric Gow's here. What's going on, Eric? Yes, they're attacking iPhones, and Eric's got to come in hot, and he's got to throw some right hands, too. Vulture says, by then the software... Oh, God, this is really all about Apple and Android now. What happened? Oh, my God, it's a whole fight. Oh, my God, there's a whole fight. There's a whole fight. Android or Apple? What do you guys say right now? Android or Apple? Let's hear it. Eric says iPhone superior. UI is smoother. Sledge says Apple is just the kings of marketing. Eric says I was an Android user too. I had the Nexus 6P and then the OnePlus 7 Pro. Shoja says it's a smoother UI because it's basically a glorified calculator with square icons. Oh my god. All UIs are smooth in 2023. Oh my god, what's going on here? Calvi said my son broke 6 times in a year. I don't know. I'm starting to start this whole fight, but I've just been iPhone forever, right? I don't know. I had a family that switched to iPhone after Android. It says something to me. What is it? 30% of the population has it, or 50% in the U.S. has an iPhone. I think it's 20% for Android, or 15% Android, or no, I don't know, 25%. There must be a reason why everyone loves it. Must be a reason. Benji says, do you have Jake Paul or Tommy Fury tomorrow? Man, that press conference is pretty interesting. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Look, one thing I will say, just from a psychological standpoint, it did seem like Tommy Fury is not... something underlying in me feels like there's something 100% not into boxing for Tommy Fury. I feel like it could be just totally false, but I feel like his mind is elsewhere. Just looking in his eyes and the way he communicates and just how he went about all of this, it almost makes it seem like he's like a 90% boxer, 10% something else that is taking his attention. Like whether it's his modeling career or just some other career, I don't feel like it's in him to have like he's really about the family name. But are you really? You know, you could say that. You could say you put your family name on your heart, but are you really about it? I don't know. It's not to say he's a bad boxer or something like that, but it's just to say I feel like he has something else that's like something in the corner of his eye that has him distracted, that's away from boxing, but he would feel ashamed to walk away from boxing because he's been doing it so long and he's great. So it's like, and it would be bad on the Fury name, So I don't know. I think Jake Paul wins. I gotta be honest. I still think Jake Paul wins. I don't think it's over for his legacy. I think he's gonna keep going on to beating people. People call me crazy. Like Jake Paul's just a Disney person. He's faking a fraud. I don't know. I seen him knock out Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva was one of the best. I mean, he beat Jose Canseco's Jr. Right? Isn't that something? Or Cesar Chavez Jr. Sorry. I don't know Jose Canseco. Cesar Chavez Jr. Big time boxer. So I'm gonna say Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul takes it tomorrow. Oh, and that's right. I missed out. There's a whole big arm wrestling match going on today that I didn't watch yet. World heavyweight champion for arm wrestling. You guys got to get on to arm wrestling. It's very important. Anyway, what else is going on here? Oh my God. What did Sledge say? Calby, stop buying cheap Androids. I think the credit card gang all has iPhones. Oh my God. Vulture says, I'm guarding this year when I'm out of the 524 jail. I will get the Freedom Flex to complement my Freedom Unlimited. Cancel Tomo. Started at 250 limit and finished at 500. Jeez, that limit, my God. But I guess not a bad idea. Get the Flex, get the Unlimited, that'll cover most things in life. Sledge. This Calby screaming at Sledge now. Shoja says, I actually have had the best iPhones and always went back to Android. Gotta be able to customize. Wandering Duck says, you have a nice radio voice, man. Are you serious? Really? Now checking in to the best of the oldies. Really, Doc? I never heard anyone say that. They usually just tell me that I have a nice face for radio, but radio voice. Thank you. Calby says, iPhones can be customized. This is so ridiculous. Calby, don't text me. I'm still in the car. You can hear that beef. Or did he tell me to play it, maybe? Oh my God, there's too much happening. Everybody's freaking out. Oh my God, I can't control this chat anymore. It's over. Tomo charges $2.99. Tomo tried charging at $2.99 monthly fee, not worth it. It was my second youngest card. Yeah, gotta get rid of that, Tomo. Oh my God, well, I can't read all this. This is too much. You guys are crazy about your Amex. I mean, your iPhone and Android. You'd think like after I talk bad about Chase, the Amex shills would come out, but no, it's iPhone and Android. It's hot topic. Wandering Doc says 8 Amex cards since 2021, 0 were hard pulls. That's the power of Amex, baby. You get one and it's soft pull for life, for the most part. Calby says, for real, I think people have talked about the extra card because they have been sponsored, but I'm like, why? There's so many other options that aren't a $200 annual fee. Vulture says, was going to go from green to gold, but the 1x more on dining is not worth it from 3 to 4. Don't shop enough at supermarkets to justify 100 more in annual fees for 150 on the green to 250 on the gold. I hear that. But I mean, is the $100 benefit worth it to you if you're able to get the dining credits every month? Are you somebody that uses Uber Eats and Grubhub every month? If so, then yeah, it could be well worth upgrading and getting that 1x more. But if not, then I'm with you. Yeah, stay with the green then. Oh God, Samsung shooting an 8K since 2020. Doc says, oh my God. Doc says 3 to 4 years ahead of Apple. Calby says, I like the software processing of Apple than Android processing. Oh my God. To be fair, Apple chips are 3 to 4 years ahead of any Android. Randall Rains. Wait, I feel like I missed somebody. Oh, Ricardo Torres. What's going on, Ricardo? Nice to have you here, sir. Randall Rains. I recently got an Amex retention offer for my Platinum. I will be keeping it for another year. What was your retention for, Randall? Did you get 30,000 points, 40,000? Because I got 0. That's right, I got 0. Are you unreal, really? They gave me no retention offer, so I canceled. You know, no hard feelings. I get it. I have another Platinum card, but you know, what was your retention offer? I'd love to know. Because Sledge got one too, but that's because he's a G. Why did you? God. Calby says, Anthony, buy a car wash subscription, bro. Hey, I don't do automatic car washes. It's bad for the car. It's bad for your body. You're gonna, I don't know. People always told me scratch the paint using the automatic car wash, so I just do it myself. I go to those concrete wall things, and I just pay $5, and I got I get like 10 minutes. Then I could just shoot the water anywhere I want, all up and around, and and usually you can scrub off all the stuff that the automatic car wash can't. Like if you're sitting under trees very often, you get the tree sap. Automatic car wash can't get that off, and it's too expensive anyway. So you do the scrub yourself. You put the water, you put the soap, the wax. You can do it all yourself for $5, and you do that every couple months. Way more powerful. Oh yeah, way more powerful. Good thing about being in here, boom, we can just charge the phone here. Look at that, boom. Nice. And then we're back to business. Benji's really trying to attack me on this live stream today. You probably someone with that profile picture. It looks like somebody's trying to cause trouble. Benji says, fashion tip, never wear a blue jacket with denim jeans, too much blue. If you're talking about me, these are not denim jeans. You need to have your eyes checked, sir. But this is just one full suit. All I think it's Calvin Klein. I don't know. But blue's kind of my thing. Look at that. You got the gold vest. The blue vest, the gold watch. You usually got the gold tie. That's how you do it, man. Let's see your outfit, Benji. Let's see what you look like. I'd like to hear that. I'd like to see what you look like, Benji. Put a profile picture up there. Not a fantasy. Wink, wink. Anyway, Kelby says, Apple ecosystem all day. Back to the Apple and Android. Oh my God. This is crazy. You guys are nuts. Randall says, I want to get the Amex green card. However, I can't justify it since I have the platinum and the gold. Yeah. Matter of fact, that's a video coming out pretty soon. I'm just going to go on a parade. Like, I'm canceling the Hilton Surpass. I'm canceling the Amex green. I feel like there's another one, but I can't remember. I just canceled the Amex Platinum, but yeah, I'm getting rid of that green. I can't use it anymore. I'm getting rid of the Surpass after the year is up. But Sledge, I believe Sledge always mentions, and I think Calby always mentions that if you're a person that can really use the green, like maybe you stay in a lot of Airbnbs, 3x points, transit, like if you're in the city, always taking paid trains, or if you're going to be parking somewhere like in the city and it's charges you every day, then all that could be worth it if you have the Amex green card. And you get clear credit, but you already get that with the platinum, but then it depends on you. Just do the math, like how much do you spend every single year on major city stuff? Is it more or less than the 150 fee? If it's more, then maybe think about it. If it's less, no, probably not. Calby says, I would cancel the green. Yeah, me too. I'm going to do that too. Doc says, I actually ordered my first iPhone ever from Verizon. I went to the Apple store and saw how inferior the phone was and canceled my order immediately. Samsung is too OP. Oh my God, there must be some other data points here. Like if you like iPhones, you like Amex, and you like ketchup, like something like that. Like probably Android, mustard, Chase. Like there's got to be more data points, and probably those people like roller coasters, like Doc, and all these people like Androids. They probably really like roller coasters. They're like kind of crazy people, or we're the conservative people. We like the water rides or something. Anyway, Lalit says, anyone in chat or Anthony, Android for life. And you can Android for life, and you could have any 5 credit cards you don't have now, or Apple life with no extra new cards. Oh my God, what the hell? What kind of question is that? You're saying I either have an Android or 5 credit cards, or no credit cards in Apple. Oh, sorry. So Android, and you can get 5 more credit cards, or Apple and there's no new cards you can get. Well, in that case, I got to get my cards, so I would probably just switch to Android, yeah. In that case, I'd have to switch to Android. John McKinstry is the only one that's very logical. He's the only one that always has a level head. I love what he's in here. He has great takes on things, but he has a level head. He doesn't get crazy. He says, I use both Android and Apple. My phones are Android, and my tablet is an iPad. Such a level-headed guy. Everyone needs to just calm down and listen to John McKinstry. He's the voice of reason here. David said, I went with an open mind and bought an iPhone last year. After a month, I had to switch back to Android. Oh my God. Calby says the Android keeps bringing me back. Yeah, the AirDrop helps a lot. Especially when I was a driving teacher, and I remember the kids used to tell me that they would AirDrop the answers in class to everyone. Christ. Doc says, Anthony, I think you vastly overestimated the intelligence of the average American. Oh, unreal. Just because 50% of the population has them, you're ridiculous. I'm not here having this conversation. Yeah, my phones are Samsung. Okay. Oh my God. I can't. This is so funny. Benji says, Chase is the best bank in the world. It could be, for sure. And he says, these car wash tips are next level. Are you serious? I think so. Man, if I went to my car wash place, it was like $20 a month for a monthly subscription. That's 4 times more than what I pay for doing it myself. And I don't gotta like worry about anything. I don't gotta talk to anybody. And I can scrub off all the stuff that like comes from the tree sapping. So I like doing it myself. Doc says, does the Tesla have the wireless charging pad? Yes, it does. It does have it has 2 wireless charging pads, but I can't leave it there and read it at the same time. But it's right under the iPad, under the car, on the Tesla pad. And they're pretty good. They're slow like any other one, but they charge it up good. And Calby says pineapple on pizza is a yes for me. So it's like, but Calby's an iPhone person. I feel like pineapple on pizza would work more towards the Android people. Oh God. Doc says, what did I miss? What platinum did you cancel? Hey Doc, you didn't watch the last video, man. I wasn't able to get a retention offer, and I decided to cancel my vanilla platinum card, my original platinum card. So I still have my Charles Schwab. If you scroll back to the beginning of the stream, I went into details why. But yeah, I still have my Schwab, and I canceled the original platinum because I couldn't use all those credits anymore, and I figured $700 I could use towards so many different things for business this year instead of random things. Shoja says pineapple isn't made for pizza. How dare you? I agree. Shoja says I love roller coasters. I don't. Oh my God. Benji's coming at me again. I know what kind of man you are, but what kind of watch you're wearing. Tell me what timepiece that is. This is... I would like to hear what you say, Benji. You think you can figure me out? This is a Citizen watch. And it's an Eco Drive. So it's a solar Citizen watch. Does that show up? Yeah, this is an Eco watch. You want to know how much I paid for this watch? Zero. I'll say it again. 0. It was a gift. Much like most things in my life are gifts. Wandering Doc. One of my passive real estate investments, they are buying 80 different car wash centers, many around the DC area. Yeah, man, car wash businesses, I heard, have like the highest cap rates ever. And well, not only that, but also the return on investment on car washes I've heard is absurd. Like I've listened to so many podcasts where people talked about they bought 60K car washes and maybe had monthly income of 10K. Like insane. And maybe they had to fix it up a little bit, or like 200K car washes making 40K a month or something like that. Like really staggering, just quarters. Like that's madness. Depends where you are. But I also hear the amount of stuff that could happen with car wash businesses, like people ramming the machines and having to having the insurance pay for all that stuff, or people breaking just the auto drivers when you get your car on there, paying for all the water, for all the soap, the employees there, and then not to mention people who have businesses that are also car washes, and it takes nothing to just be a random person, go break a car wash. or go light it on fire. I hear it's a really like cutthroat business, you know, or somebody just comes in, some rival businessman, and they'll put in dry laundry sheets or dry towels, with, you know, kerosene on on them, and they'll put it in the laundromat, and the whole thing catches on fire. Or just going to a laundromat and taking all of the quarters from the machine, like trying to get $300 in quarters, and this way it's dry and you're not there to put extra quarters in, so everybody tries to put their money in, no quarters available. Like a lot of different ways to sabotage a car wash business. So crazy, but I know how powerful and how much money you could possibly make. Doc says he's always made money on consumerism, so getting a subscription model, it's like $20 or $25 a month. That's too much. I'm paying $5 a month. $5. Okay. Wandering Doc says, Anthony, you rebel, you canceling platinum cards like that. I know, I'm very much a rebel. I had to cancel it. I had to. I can't justify it anymore. $700 is too much money for something I'm not getting extra value. Benji says, Citizen is a C-level watch, no offense. I didn't know there were levels, to be honest. So what would be an A level? And is there like a D or an F? What is it like? Timex. I have a Timex, so what is that, like a D level if Citizen is C? And then a C Shock, or I mean a G Shock, is that like an E level? Educate us, Benji. Let's hear what the different levels are, and let us know what level you're on. Kate's here. I think you look snazzy, Anthony. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. David says, what I don't like with Chase is sometimes pending transactions don't show up until they are cleared. Yeah, that is a good point. I feel like I haven't seen it with I feel like I've seen that with Amex too. No, I guess Chase, yeah. They just didn't show up until they were cleared, yeah. Benji says their timepieces aren't spectacular. However, the brand has good reputation. For Citizen? Interesting. So C-level's a real thing, huh? A C-level watch, but they're good. They have good reputation. I like it. I don't know. Looks nice. Doc says, yeah, you were. Some of the best investments are in ATMs. Invest $50K, get paid $1,100 a month for 7 years. Do you know anything about the ATM business, Doc? That was something I wanted to do years ago. So it'd be interesting if you had more insights to that. So the people using their cash instead of credit cards were paying me there. Lalit says, Calby, you're really smart, by the way, just sharing. Calby's one of the smartest people I know. And Lalit is slowly becoming one of the second smartest person I know. But Calby's always got to take. Well, my fiance is number 1. I think Calby's number 2, and then maybe Lalit's number 3. But maybe I'll learn more about Lalit tomorrow. Lalit. Yeah, Calby's a genius. I always can count on him. Doc says the depreciation deduction for those ATMs is awesome. So legally you pay no tax on them. Interesting. Kate says, I'm in fact the president of the Anthony Venture fan club. Thank you, Calby. And Calby mentioned that, yeah, so if anyone wants to become a member of the Anthony Venture fan club, you have to go through Kate. That's the application process. So Benji says you should look into Psycho watches, Japanese timepieces. They don't break the bank and also have very good reputation. That's interesting. I should I'll look into that. So Psycho. All right, I'll look into that, Benji. I'll look into it. David says, Anthony, you should make a video on Android versus Apple. You'll get so much views. Honestly, I don't even have to like produce the video. I'll literally just watch this live stream and I'll just put the chat up here and everyone blowing up. And the title will just be The Great Divide. The Great Divide. The Great Debate. I would if it was on brand, but honestly, I just don't care enough to. But that's so funny. I probably would get a lot of views. Doc says, are John Liang and Calby the same person? Doc really wants to know who Calby is. He's very interested. He wants to know. Oh man. Oh yeah. We all wish we were John Liang, man. He's got 100K subs. You know, he's probably making 20,000 a month from YouTube. You know, he's making bank. He's just killing it. Oh my God, 20K a month. I'd be killing it, man. He's great. He is just great. Making some good content out there. Benji says, a company like MVMT, I don't even know what that is, would be an F-level watch. Incredibly cheap Chinese pieces that are marketed as minimalist luxury. Interesting. I would like to learn more about watches, Benji. Maybe you can be here more often. I would like to learn more about it, about the watch game. Because all I've had in my life was a $60 Timex and then this free one. So that's all I've ever had. I think a Target one too that my fiance got me at one point many years ago. But then she got me this one. Doc says, it's not my expertise. It's just limited. I'm just a limited partner passive investor. So these guys are making huge profits. I'll take my 18 to 20% investor rate of return and do nothing. Oh yeah, I mean 24%. Come on. A level would be Rolex or Grand Seiko. Really interesting. Calby says Anthony didn't know an iPad and computer were different. I thought they were just computers. I don't know. It's on a screen. I mean, it's a bigger screen than an iPhone, and it has a keyboard that I could attach to it. I don't know. Tudor would be A level as well. Interesting. Tudor watches. Me and Doc probably passed each other in DC. LOL. Oh, well, it says I met John Leong in person, and I can at least say he's probably not Calby LOL, but just the best guess. Anthony, have you actually seen Calby's face? No. I know I like to joke that, I've seen his picture, like his, he's a calico, right? He's a calico cat. But as far as like his real face, no, I haven't seen. I have not seen him at all. He's not let me see. He's never gonna let me see. And actually I appreciate that. I'd rather have my image and my dreams of him in my mind than actually to be ruined by the real face. Lalit said he met John Leong in person. That's right, I just said that, but that's cool. You met him, and you met Sebi. Yeah, Lalit has met so many people. Investment Joy, Sebi, yeah, I guess John Leong. I feel like there's more. I can't remember now, but you have like a lot of interviews, a lot of YouTubers, and then is 20 a month considered a lot? Well, maybe not for you, Mr. Doc, who's got, who's a limited partner in a million different ventures and mobile home parks and all that stuff. But hey, man, 20K a month's a lot for a lot of us. 20K a month is a lot. 240,000 a year. Tell me what profession is making that if you're just standard W2, not an entrepreneur like yourself. Yeah, man, 20K is a good amount. But I got to learn from Wandering Doc, so I'll hopefully get there one day. Lalit, he's the man, the myth, the legend, Sebi. Anthony sees me in his dream. Yes, I do. David, anything electronic is a computer, even a basic calculator. That's true. And Lalit said, event is called FitCon, annual conference exhibition for financial content creators. Oh, that's how. Doc asks, Lalit, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, he does. Matter of fact, this will be a good place to end on. Lalit does have a YouTube channel. But make sure, for all of you here, check in tomorrow. We're actually going to do a live interview with Lalit because he's lived a very interesting life. Trust me on that. And we're going to learn more about him all together tomorrow. So we're going to see him 4 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday. He did just release a video just a couple days ago, or yesterday. So make sure to go watch that on Lalit's channel. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to close here. So I guess thank you guys for being here, as always. A lot of fun, a lot of banter. You guys are awesome. It's always an amazing time. I'll let you guys talk and whatnot. Oh yeah, we've been debating on going to the Vegas meetup, the Vegas credit contrast. Yeah, yeah, we've been debating. We'll see if we'll all meet up. Who knows? Doc is gonna. Don't let me down. I'm not gonna let you down, Doc. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great stream. Lalit is way. Okay, let me not talk about Lalit's not that interesting. He's all right, but maybe we'll find out something interesting, right? Okay, so let's check that out tomorrow. We'll try not to let you down, both of us. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Calby, for helping me with all these questions. Thank you, Doc, for being here as always, and everybody who's always here. Recon, Shojas, let's name everybody. Lalit, Sledge, we got David. David's always here. Yeah, that's right. Benji's new here, but I appreciate you heckling me and giving me some insight on the watch game. Kate and everybody else part of the venture capital. enjoy the rest of the night, and I will see you back here in about 23 hours when we learn more about Let's go check out his channel. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you guys so much. You're amazing.